top stories tonight in Wine News. The United States government says there was no reason for China to overreact to the recent quadrilateral exercises conducted by the U.S., Philippines, Japan, and Australia in the West Philippine Sea. Several lawmakers laud the move of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. banning government officials and personnel from using sirens and blinkers. Davao City-based religious group leader Apollo Quiboloy faces another arrest order issued by Pasig City Court. And we will discover why United States President Joe Biden and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida promised a new era of security collaboration as tension with China escalates in the region. Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Thursday, the 11th of April, 2024. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Hardy Delgado. First in the news. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. arrived in Washington, D.C. Wednesday night U.S. time along with members of the Philippine delegation for the trilateral meeting with the United States and Japan. The plane carrying President Marcos arrived at around 7:47 p.m. at Joint Base Andrews in Maryland, where he was warmly welcomed by Philippine Embassy and U.S. officials. President Marcos is embarking on a two-day working visit, mainly for the trilateral meeting with U.S. President Joe Biden and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida to enhance the economic and maritime cooperation of the three countries. The Philippine Navy is conducting a thorough investigation into the cause of the crash of the R-22, a Robinson 22 helicopter that crashed earlier this morning, April 11, in Cavite City, which resulted in the deaths of two pilots. According to the Philippine Navy, the helicopter undergoes regular inspection and maintenance to ensure its airworthiness every time it is used for training. The Philippine Navy only uses the helicopter for training pilots who wish to undergo specialized helicopter training. They purchased the helicopter in 2007 for this purpose, and it was brand new at the time of purchase. It is only one R-22 helicopters owned by the Navy. Last year, a Philippine Air Force aircraft, the Marchetti SF-260TP, also crashed in Bataan, resulting in the deaths of two pilots.
The R-22 helicopter that crashed this morning was acquired back in 2007, and again in 2019 because of its service life. It had to undergo a very comprehensive inspection to determine its airworthiness, and every flight din naman, sir, as part of the standard operating procedures of the Navy, whether it be naval assets, air assets, or even land assets, we conduct pre-operation inspection to determine yung reliability ng ating mga gamit, sir.
The number of unemployed Filipinos decreased in February 2024. According to the February 2024 Labor Force Survey of the Philippine Statistics Authority, or PSA, from 2.15 million in January, only 1.8 million unemployed countrymen have been recorded. Rosalie Cos will tell us why.
Jonas, a construction worker, has applied for a job 3 times already. He said it is difficult to find a job. Apart from lacking requirements, there are also no vacancies in the firms he targeted for application.
Yung iba po, hindi na tumatanggap, marami na kasi kinukuha, meron na.
Roberto, a mechanic, also has been jobless for a month.
Kasi daming aplikante kasi.
If compared to the month of January, the unemployment rate in the Philippines is lower in February. This is according to the February 2024 Labor Force Survey of the Philippine Statistics Authority, or PSA.
Ang unemployed persons o bilang na nasa labor force na walang trabaho o negosyo nito pero 2024 ay nasa 1.8 million. ito ay higit na mas mababa.
From 4.5% in January 2024, the unemployment rate has gone down to 3.5% in February 2024. This is equivalent to 1.8 million jobless Filipinos. The February 2024 unemployment rate is the second lowest since September 2023. Meanwhile, employment rate has gone up to 96.5%, equivalent to 48.95 million employed persons. This is more than 3 million higher than January 2024. Wage and salary workers have the biggest share of employed persons, comprising 62.9% of the total employed in February 2024.
Ang wage, salary earners pa rin ang nananatiling ay pinakamalaking bahagi ng employed.
The industries with highest employment rate are wholesale and retail trade, agriculture and forestry, and accommodation and food service activities. However, the industries with largest drop in the number of employed persons are fishing and aquaculture and information and communication. Meanwhile, according to economist Solon Albay 2nd District Representative Joey Salceda, this job consolidation owes much to improved business sentiment under the Marcos administration. However, with job quality improving, the key priority remains wage quality. This is amid the continuing rising prices of goods. Rosa Licoz, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Philippine National Police will implement crackdown on motorists who illegally using blinkers and sirens, are commonly known as wang-wang. PNP Public Information Office Chief Police Colonel Jean Fajardo said Presidential Decree 96 makes it illegal for private vehicles to install and use blinkers, sirens, and other related device.
Wala po tayong sisinuhin sa pag-i-implement po at pag-i-enforce po ng PD 96 regardless kung ano po yung estado po nila sa buhay, ay i-document nyo po yan, ipadala nyo po sa amin yan, at ikaw man po ay naka-SUV na magakang SUV o ikaw ay nakasakay sa isang ordinaryong motor at isang ordinaryong ay kotse po, ay lahat po tayo ay dapat ay sumunod po sa batas.
Only PNP, AFP, BFP, and other emergency response vehicle who are in official duty are allowed to use blinkers and sirens. Motorists who will caught on illegal use of blinkers and sirens will face criminal liability. Under Presidential Decree number 96, blinkers, sirens, and other similar devices will be confiscated for the first-time offenders. Second-time offenders will face criminal liability with an imprisonment of 6 months.
And for the news abroad, as tension with China escalates in the region, United States President Joe Biden and the Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida promise a new era of security collaboration. Paul Gatchalian tells us why.
In Washington summit on Wednesday, April 10th, United States President Joe Biden and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida released a joint statement outlining their shared goals of building a better global security partnership. Biden emphasized that US remains committed to defending Japan using its full range of capabilities, including air defense and nuclear. In addition, the AUKUS alliance, which consists of Australia, United Kingdom, and the United States, are considering working with Japan on areas including quantum computing, undersea, hypersonic, artificial intelligence or AI, and cyber technology. The announcements of plans to build up each other's militaries is to counter what they see as a growing threat from China in regions including the South China Sea and around Taiwan. Following this summit, the two sides will establish a forum on defense industrial cooperation for a series of projects for co-development, co-production, and maintenance of missiles, jet trainers, and warcraft. There will also be an arm for fighter pilot training, including advanced simulators. Overall, the leaders hope that planned upgrades would enable greater interoperability and planning in peace and during conflicts. Paul Gatchalian, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
The Canadian federal government forecasts another catastrophic wildfire season as El Nino weather conditions boost spring and summer temperatures to higher than normal levels. In 2023, Canada endured its worst ever fire season, which saw the deaths of 8 firefighters and the evacuation of 230,000 people. More than 6,600 blazes burned 15 million hectares, an area roughly 7 times the yearly average. Canada's Minister for Emergency Preparedness, Harjit Sajjan, stated in a press conference that the warmer than normal temperatures and widespread drought across the country has set the stage for another punishing summer. While other federal ministers, such as Jonathan Wilkinson, warned that climate change was a major contributing factor to the more extreme weather events. According to a government analysis, severe weather, including wildfires, have cost over 3.1 billion Canadian dollars in insured damages just last year. In response, the Canadian capital is providing 256 million Canadian dollars over 5 years to fund new equipment and training for an extra 1,000 community-based firefighters. We'll share more global stories with you later, but for now, back to you, Harleen.
Thank you, Maven. For those watching our live streaming on YouTube, please click the subscribe button you see on your screen and ring the bell for notification. You may also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. The United States government finds no reason for China to overreact on what it called as the quadrilateral cooperation in the South China Sea between the Philippines, the U.S., Australia, and Japan. Nelma Bohok reports.
There is no reason for China to overreact to the quadrilateral exercises conducted by the United States, Philippines, Japan, and Australia. According to White House National Security Communication Advisor John Kirby, the joint exercises were performed in free waters.
I can't speak for the PRC reaction one way or another except to say there's no reason to overreact to this. This is about freedom of navigation. It's about adherence to international law. It's about proving the simple point that we and our allies will fly, sail, and operate wherever international law permits us to do. And it does in the South China Sea, and we did.
The U.S. official remarks came after he was asked about the importance of the said joint maritime patrol in the West Philippine Sea, which may trigger a strong reaction from China. Kirby added that more similar maritime patrols will be conducted by the U.S. in the Philippine waters. He said the U.S. government has been watching over the tensions in the WPS.
As I said, we've been watching those tensions with great concern.
The White House official also said that the telephone call between Chinese President Xi Jinping and President Joe Biden will not affect the bilateral meeting of President Marcos with the American leader and the trilateral meeting with Japan Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. He added the meeting aims to discuss a wide range of areas where the three countries can deepen their partnerships, not just in terms of security framework but also in many aspects, including trade, people-to-people exchanges, and climate change, among others. Nel Maribuho, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Several senators support the move of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to ban government officials and personnel from using sirens and blinkers. However, a lawmaker argues there must be an exemption. This report will tell us why. Several lawmakers lauded the order of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. banning government officials and personnel from using sirens and blinkers. Senate Majority Leader Joel Villanueva says public officials should set an example to the public, especially when it comes to dealing with traffic.
Huwag na po tayong dumagdag pa sa kalbaryo ng ating mga kababayan na araw-araw tinitiis ang traffic sa iba't ibang parte ng lugar ng bansa, lalo na dito sa metro area.
While for Senator Grace Poe, government officials must lead the way in shunning abuse and display of entitlement on the road. Senator J.V. Ejercito also supported the president's move, noting that the use of sirens, blinkers, and escorts in a convoy has become a trend for government officials. But for presidential sister Senator Amy Marcos, several exemptions should be made, including the president himself.
Kasi hindi naman kasi practical. Halimbawa, kapag merong bisita, may state guest, or yung State of the Nation address, grabe talaga ang traffic at marami naman nagpo-protesta. Naintindihan naman natin kung yung Pangulo ay magagamit ng wang-wang patungo sa Kongreso o di kaya yung bisita na opisyal from other countries should be given the courtesy of avoiding the traffic.
However, Senator Ronald De La Rosa believes, ideally, the president should be the first to be prohibited from using such.
Mas ideal nga kung pati ang Pangulo hindi gagamit, di ba? Unahin ang Pangulo. Lahat wala hindi gagamit ng wang-wang. Imposible mangyari yan, imposible mangyari. Imposible dahil presidente, nasa protocol nila yan na kailangan talaga gumamit ng ganun.
But he is optimistic that government personnel and public officials will adhere to the directive, including himself.
Siguro, yung mga government officials susunod din yan. At kung nagmamadali ka, siguruhin mo para makarating ka, maaga ka dapat umalis sa bahay mo para hindi ka na makagamit ng wang-wang. Minsan, gumagamit ako ng may motor na highway patrol, gumagamit ako, pero pagbabawal yan, hindi na tayo gagamit.
Harleen Delgado, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God. Davao City-based religious group leader Apollo Quiboloy is now facing another arrest order issued by Pasig City Court. Meanwhile, his legal team will utilize all remedies to defend Quiboloy. Dante Amento tells us why.
In a court decision released today, April 11, by the Pasig City Regional Trial Court, Branch 159, the tribunal said it found probable cause to order the arrest of embattled religious group leader Apollo Quiboloy and his 5 associates, namely Jacqueline Roy, Crescente Canada, Pauline Canada, Ingrid Canada, and Sylvia Simanes. This is over human trafficking charges against them in violation of Republic Act 9208 or the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act of 2003, which is non-bailable. The court denied the petition filed by Quiboloy's camp last March 21 to suspend the proceedings and hold abeyance of the issuance of the arrest warrant. It is allegedly prohibited under the revised guidelines for continuous trial of criminal cases. Quiboloy's legal team, on the other hand, said they already expected that their motion would be denied. However, they will utilize all remedies available to defend Quiboloy in court. He allegedly innocent of all the accusations against him.
We actually expected that in the light of the political developments happening right now. And I think my co-counsel will file a motion for reconsideration, and if denied, we'll raise the matter on certiorari.
Meanwhile, the Department of Justice or DOJ welcomed the issuance of the arrest order for Quiboloy and his cohorts. Secretary Crispin Rimulya stressed it proves the efficiency of the criminal justice system in the country to hold individuals accountable who violated the rule of law regardless of their social status or wealth. Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
Adjusted class hours in the city of Manila started today, and the effect of extreme heat becomes a distraction to study of some students. Jed Neresina details why.
Shortened period classes started today, April 11, in public schools in the city of Manila. This follows the memorandum of the Division of City Schools Manila, where the students' classes ended by 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So for the students, Cristel and Sarah, it is better to have classes in the morning than in the afternoon since it is hot in their classroom during those hours.
Yung init po na parang hindi rin po kami makakapag-focus ng ganun kasyado sa pag-aaral namin. Parang madidistract po talaga lahat kami, kahit po yung mga teacher namin na nagtuturo sa amin.
Para sa akin po, very helpful po na wala na pong pasok yung panghapon kasi bukod po sa mababawasan yung crowd dito sa school namin, mababawasan na din po yung init.
As for teacher Renette Tan, who is also a parent, the local government step to shorten classes was a good initiative, especially as the extreme heat can cause disease to the children.
Bilang magulang at isang guro na din na naging masaya kami kasi nga yung sa mga bata kasi dahil sa sobrang init may mga nahihilo, may mga dumudugo ang ilong, tapos merong sumusuka. Sobrang init kasi alas 10 pa lang ng umaga, tagaktak na ang pawis ng mga bata. Napakainit sa classroom, lalo pat ang bata mo is 38.
But for the student Samantha, it would be better that they were already at home because she was also worried about her fellow students.
Dapat na lang po sa bahay kami mag-aral dahil sa sobrang init po, yung mga ibang estudyante naimatay na lang po at marami din pong mga nanay na namumblema sa mga anak nilang naimatay sa school, bigla na lang po silang tatawagin, sabihin na naimatay daw po yung anak nila at magpapagamot po sila.
Jed Neresina, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Starting today, April 11 to April 19, Malabon City has officially implemented shorter class hours for students. The morning shift will begin from 6 to 10 in the morning, while the afternoon shift starts from 2 in the afternoon to 6 in the evening. If the heat index reaches 42 degrees Celsius, the face-to-face class will be suspended immediately and asynchronous classes or modular learning will be implemented. Teaching and non-teaching personnel are also not required to go to school when the physical classes are canceled due to excessive heat. Based on the Division Memorandum Number 27 Series of 2024, there will be another memorandum relating to the schedule for next days or weeks. The Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board, or LTFRB, warns jeepney drivers and operators that their franchises will be revoked if they join the planned transport strike of some groups on April 15. JP Nunez tells us why.
The Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board, or LTFRB, will monitor the routes in Metro Manila on Monday, April 15, as transport groups Manibela and Piston will hold a transport strike. LTFRB Chairman Attorney Chofilo Guadis III issues a stern warning to operators and drivers who will join strike that their franchises may be revoked. He is referring to those jeepney drivers who have already secured their franchises when they joined a transport cooperatives.
Pag nakita ho namin yung mga jeepney nila, pwede ho namin silang tuluyan na hong tanggalan ng prangkisa. Dahil meron hong mga iba pa na may prangkisa pero tila sumasama sa mga grupong ganito.
Manibela and Piston announced their nationwide transport strike to start from April 15 up to April 30, which is the deadline of the franchise consolidation. The two groups still call for the termination of Public Utility Vehicle Modernization Program, or PUVMP, and the 5-year validity of franchises should be reinstated. Even if the deadline pursues on April 30, members of Manibela and Piston will continue to ply their routes.
Tatakbo kami dahil ang sabi ng Kongreso, Kongreso lang ang pwedeng magtanggal sa aming mga prangkisa. Tatakbo kami kung huhulihin nyo kami. Kami na mismo ang lalapit sa inyo sa opisina ng LTO at LTFRB. Ibabalagbag namin dyan yung aming mga jeepney. Hindi ho kami natatakot na kayo ay manghuli sa amin. Kayo po ang matakot.
Meanwhile, LTFRB is confident that even if the PUVMP pursues after April 30, there will be no scarcity of public transport in Metro Manila.
Very, very confident po kami na may masasakyan po ang mga pasahero by May 1. And by May 1 ho, may mga itinalaga na rin po kaming rescue buses in the event ho na may mga areas na kulangin po.
JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And in other global news, South Korea's liberal opposition parties have achieved a landslide victory in Wednesday's parliamentary election, setting a significant setback to President Yoon Suk-yeol and his Conservative Party. Ruth Bahe tells us why.
With most votes counted, the main opposition Democratic Party is projected to secure 175 out of 300 seats in the new assembly, and its ally, a splinter Liberal Party, is expected to take 12 seats, falling short of the 200 seats needed for a supermajority. President Yoon Suk-yeol's People Power Party is set to win 108 seats. The election outcome is seen as a blow to President Yoon, with the opposition likely to continue hindering his legislative agenda. Yoon's Chief of Staff Lee Kwang-sup stated that he accepted the election result humbly and vowed to renew his administration. Additionally, following the election loss, Prime Minister Han Duck-soo and other senior aides had offered their resignations, while People Power Party leader Han Dong-hoon also quit. Yoon's popularity has suffered for months due to economic challenges and political scandals, impacting his ability to implement policy initiatives such as tax reduction, business regulation simplification, and family support enhancement. The opposition's control of parliament is anticipated to prolong the policy statement, particularly on issues such as tax incentives and capital gains taxation. Mason Ritchie, a professor at Hancock University of Foreign Studies, suggested that Yoon may be tempted to prioritize foreign policy, where he retains legal authority due to his probable lame duck status. Ruth Bahe, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Abu Dhabi conducted a street art makeover to beautify and add vibrancy to the cityscape. Several overseas Filipino worker artists in the United Arab Emirates were among those invited by the government to showcase their painting skills. Bradley Rabuza will tell us why.
The colorful and beautifully crafted mural paintings on bus shelters in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates are attention-grabbing. Some of the astonishing designs of these mural paintings include the peregrine falcon, which symbolizes UAE. There are also grand paintings of gazelles, horses, Emiratis, and several other symbols representing the rich art and culture of the country. These artworks are part of the Abu Dhabi Canvas Initiative, a program by the Department of Municipalities and Transport aimed at enhancing the cityscape through vibrant murals created by local artists. Included in the opportunity to showcase their painting skills are some overseas Filipino workers, such as the video game-themed mural art created by Christian Crescencio using spray paint.
Ako masaya ako at na-appreciate nila yung mga Filipino OFW dito sa UAE, lalo na yung mga full-time artists. Pakiramdam namin hindi kami iba sa mga ibang artists dito na taga ibang bansa. Katulad din yung pag-appreciate nila sa mga katulad ng ibang lahi na parang walang naman.
Lubos po akong nagpapasalamat sa Department of Municipality and Transport ng Abu Dhabi na mabigyan po kami ng pagkakataon na mapabilang sa pagpapaganda ng Abu Dhabi sa pamamagitan po ng pag-share namin sa aming sining.
Henry's contribution to the street art makeover was a 3D floor art of a large horse seemingly trotting along the pavement.
Ang nakakatawa dito, sir, ang ganda nung collaboration ng iba't ibang mga artists. Kami mga artists, meron kami iba't ibang klaseng technique, iba't ibang style. Pero dahil sa project na to, nagkaroon kami ng collaboration, nagsama-sama yung mga technique namin. So, ito nabuo namin yung isang meron kami mga 3D walls, meron kami mga abstract, meron kami mga murals, realistic. So, gumawa ko ng horse na 3D kung saan nakaangat ang ulo niya, nilagay ko dun sa wall na mismo para mas makita yung details ito.
According to Nur Shama, Director of Marketing and Communications of DMT, they take pride in the individual artists involved in the initiative, not only to beautify the city, but also to provide the public with a unique experience through the street art makeover. Some residents were amazed by the colorful artworks they saw.
Very, very attractive, and this is showing the Arab culture, and specifically the United Arab Emirates nation, and the culture of it, and the traditions, how the life was, and now.
The bus shelter murals can be found in Al Nahyan, Al Batin, Al Manhal, Al Mushrif, Al Dana, and Al Muntaza in Abu Dhabi. More than 40 bus shelters underwent a street art makeover in various parts of the city as part of the Abu Dhabi Canvas Initiative. Bradley Robuza, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. I am Maven Carrizo live from Perth, Australia. Good evening.
Our Kasangbahay, as the world faces these trying times amid the various challenges and uncertainties, we are inviting everyone to join the global prayer for humanity.
Good day. I'm Brother Eli Soriano of the members of the Church of God International. I want to invite you to join us in a minute of prayer every day to pray for humanity and the whole world as we go through these perilous times. While safety measures like washing of hands and strengthening of our immune systems may help us through this horrible predicament, there is still no precaution or cure more powerful than God's mighty intervention. And we need His intervention now more than ever. It doesn't matter what religion you are in or what denomination you belong. This is an invitation for all the people around the world who cares for the future of their family, friends, loved ones, and humanity as a whole. Everybody is welcome to pray with us. For more details, you can check out the description box below. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. May God bless you.
And before we close, we will leave you with a word, giving glory to God. From the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 15, it says, "And he said unto them, Take heed, and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth." And those are the reasons behind the news, April 11, 2024. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. Because we need to know, we will always ask why. I'm Harleen Delgado. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
I can't speak for the PRC reaction one way or another, except to say there's no reason to overreact to this. This is about freedom of navigation. It's about adherence to international law. It's about proving the simple point that we and our allies will fly, sail, and operate wherever international law permits us to do. And it does in the South China Sea, and we did. As I said, we've been watching those tensions with great concern.
The R-22 helicopter that crashed this morning was acquired back in 2007, and again in 2019 because of its service life. It had to undergo a very comprehensive inspection to determine its airworthiness, and every flight din naman, sir, as part of the standard operating procedures of the Navy, whether it be naval assets, air assets, or even land assets, we conduct pre-operation inspection to determine yung reliability ng ating mga gamit, sir.
Ang unemployed persons o bilang na nasa labor force na walang trabaho o negosyo nito pero 2024 ay nasa 1.8 million. Ito ay higit na mas mababa ang wage salary earners pa rin ang nananatiling ay pinakamalaking bahagi ng employed.
Huwag na po tayong dumagdag pa sa kalbaryo ng ating mga kababayan na araw-araw tinitiis ang traffic sa iba't ibang parte ng lugar ng bansa, lalo na dito sa metro area.
Kasi hindi naman kasi practical. Halimbawa, kapag merong bisita, may state guest, or yung State of the Nation address, grabe talaga ang traffic at marami naman nagpo-protesta. Naintindihan naman natin kung yung Pangulo ay magagamit ng wang-wang patungo sa Kongreso o di kaya yung bisita na opisyal from other countries should be given the courtesy of avoiding the traffic.
Mas ideal nga kung pati ang Pangulo hindi gagamit, di ba? Unahin ang Pangulo. Lahat wala hindi gagamit ng wang-wang. Imposible mangyari yan. Imposible mangyari. Imposible dahil presidente, nasa protocol nila yan na kailangan talaga gumamit ng ganun.
We actually expected that in the light of the political developments happening right now. And I think my co-counsel will file a motion for reconsideration. And if denied, we'll raise the matter on certiorari.
Bilang magulang at isang guro na din na naging masaya kami kasi nga yung sa mga bata kasi dahil sa sobrang init, may mga nahihilo, may mga dumudugo ang ilong, tapos merong sumusuka. Sobrang init kasi alas 10 pa lang ng umaga, tagaktak na ang pawis ng mga bata. Napakainit sa classroom, lalo pat ang bata mo is 38.
Dapat na lang po sa bahay kami mag-aral dahil sa sobrang init po, yung mga ibang estudyante naimatay na lang po at marami din pong mga nanay na namumblema sa mga anak nilang naimatay sa school. Bigla na lang po silang tatawagin, sabihin na naimatay daw po yung anak nila at magpapagamot po sila.
Pag nakita ho namin yung mga jeepney nila, pwede ho namin silang tuluyan hong tanggalan ng prangkisa. Dahil meron hong mga iba pa na may prangkisa pero tila sumasama sa mga grupong ganito.
Tatakbo kami dahil ang sabi ng Kongreso, Kongreso lang ang pwedeng magtanggal sa aming mga prangkisa. Tatakbo at tatakbo kami kung huhulihin nyo kami. Kami na mismo ang lalapit sa inyo sa opisina ng LTO at LTFRB. Ibabalagbag namin dyan yung aming mga jeepney. Hindi ho kami natatakot na kayo ay manghuli sa amin. Kayo po ang matakot.
Ako masaya ako at na-appreciate nila yung mga Filipino OFW dito sa UAE, lalo na yung mga full-time artists. Pakiramdam namin hindi kami iba sa mga ibang artists dito na taga ibang bansa, katulad din yung pag-appreciate nila sa mga katulad ng ibang lahi na parang walang naman.
Very, very attractive, and this is showing the Arab culture, and specifically the United Arab Emirates nation, and the culture of it, and the traditions, how the life was, and now.